Before we get started taking anything apart, the first thing I wanted to show you is this area right along here. You can tell that that's the mating area where one end meets the other. Aside from that, you're going to notice that you have a lot of plastic trim along this. All this is going to have to be removed, so we can of course remove the seal. To do that, I'm just going to use a plastic trim tool. I'm going to start right down along the bottom here using my trim tool. Just come right underneath the plastic and then gently pry. We want to be very careful not to break our plastic, but we do want to pop up all the clips. There we are. Let's remove this. Let's come up along here. For this, you're going to notice that you have your hood release right here. We don't necessarily need to worry about removing that. We're just going to essentially just pull the plastic away. So as you can tell, we've got plenty of room there. Let's move our way up along here, do the same thing. All right, now that we have all that broken free, we're going to come up along this way and start breaking this free. Should just pop down. There we are. Now we can leave this just like that. Now let's follow it this way. You'll notice that you have this plastic trim along here. This one doesn't necessarily need to be removed, so I'm going to skip right by that. Let's move to the rearward panel. Remove that as well. Set that aside. Let's go ahead and get underneath this right here and lift it up. Now we can just remove it from the body of the truck. Obviously, we want to be very careful around this plastic area here. There it is, friends. Okay, now that we have our original seal off, the next thing I like to do is pay attention to all the dirt that's around the mounting area. Let's go ahead and clean that down. Okay, now it's going to be time to put on our brand new seal. Something that you're going to want to pay attention to is this nice squishy area along here. This needs to be the area that's facing towards your door. This area right along here is the area that's going to be pressed in along your body of your truck. Start this in the original area from where we removed it. As we line it up, we're just going to go ahead and press it down onto the body of the truck. Of course, pull away the plastic trim. When you go around the corners here, you definitely want to make sure that you press it in as far as you can go. You don't want to leave this area loose, otherwise you're going to get all the way around to the far end and you're going to realize that you have a little bit extra or not enough. Just going to make sure that I force it down on there into that corner as far as it'll go. Push it into those corners, like I said. Let's just finish off by going all the way around this entire area. Okay, as you can tell, they gave us a little bit extra, which is great because now we can cut it to the size we need. Okay, so now it's going to be time to go ahead and trim this. I'm going to use some cutters. There is metal on the inside of this, so you're not going to be able to use a regular razor blade for this. Just line it up with approximately where you know you need to cut. Even give it a little bit extra. Slide this up on here. Cut through the metal first, and then of course we'll trim the rest. Now with that trimmed, we can go ahead and push it down. As you can tell, it lines up pretty great. Now it's going to be time to start putting our trim back on here. I'm going to start with this top area along that A pillar. You're going to notice that you should have a clip that's inside the body of your truck and another one down towards the bottom area. We want those clips to line up with the mounting pieces that are on the actual plastic trim itself. Also up along the top, you'll have another little push clip. So let's just make sure everything's lined up and then we'll push it on. Now it's time to put on our rearward trim piece. You're going to notice you have all your clips. Go ahead and line those up with the holes that are on the body of the truck and then push it in. Okay. Give it a nice little squeeze. Make sure it's latched in. Now let's get this center trim piece in here. You want to line up your little tab with the area on your forward trim piece. And then on the back, we're going to make sure that everything lines up back here as well. Once you feel as though you have everything lined up, let's go ahead and press it in. Now that we have all the trim on here, the next thing we need to do is continue with our trim tool. Pay attention to where all the trim and the gasket meets up. If it looks as though the gasket's coming up and over the trim itself, just use your trim tool, carefully pry it, and make sure that the gasket's on the inside or underneath the trim. Perfect.